It's time for the very latest in stats and trends for the Portland metro real estate market. That and the September numbers are in with some surprises in the metro area's hottest neighborhoods. Let's take a look at the numbers. Hi everyone, RRMilligan here, bringing you the very latest in our local real estate stats and trends. Market sample that I work with includes the full Portland metro area, including Southwest Washington. If you do get something useful or informative out of the report, I would love a like or a subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to stick around at the very end of the video for a bunch of charts and graphs, if that's your thing. So let's start with sale prices. The average sale price was down 2% compared to the previous week. It's kind of normal to see prices receding at this time of year. Compared to last year at this time, the average sale price was up 1.4%. If you recall last month in our metro-wide sample, the average sale price for the month of September was down 0.16% compared to September of 2024. So that's a small improvement in prices this week. We'll see if it holds throughout the month. The supply of homes for buyers to purchase did decline this week, and again, that's pretty normal for this time of year. Throughout much of the first half of 2025, buyers have had somewhere around 33% more homes to choose from compared to 2024. Well, this past week, the difference was only about 15%, meaning that buyers only had about 15% more homes to choose from compared to last year at this time. So supply seems to be decreasing at a faster rate than last year at this time. We'll get into one of the reasons why in just a minute. Now onto the demand side of the equation. The number of new purchase contracts agreed to by buyers and sellers was down from the previous week, but up by about 4% compared to last year at this time. Once again, it's pretty typical to see demand waning this time of year, and we should probably expect to see demand continue to decline as we head toward the end of the year. So one of the trends that we have been following, and is probably one of the reasons why the supply numbers are decreasing faster this year than they were last year, and that's delisting. That trend of sellers pulling their homes off the market looks like it's continuing at a pretty healthy clip. Don't pay too much attention to the huge jump in canceled and expired listings in our week-to-week numbers that you see here. We crossed over the end of this month this past week, and sellers and agents tend to have their listing agreements expire at month's end. So let's put this into context. Compared to last year at this time, the number of canceled and expired listings were up by 45% and about 30% respectively. I think that we're seeing a lot of sellers who are deciding to pull their homes off the market versus discount on their prices. That's something that's been reported on nationally, and it looks like it's here in our market too. Now on to mortgage rates. As of Thursday morning, rates have been pretty much flat for almost 3 weeks now. Best rate I could find advertised for the 30-year fixed mortgage on Thursday morning was still in that range of 6% to 6.125%, with most lenders a bit higher than that. I think part of the reason that rates have been so flat is due to the information blackout on jobs reporting due to the government shutdown. So we may not see too much activity or too much volatility in the mortgage markets until the government is back open for business. Just for fun this week, I looked up the nationwide survey of mortgage lenders, and the average interest rate for last week for the 30-year fixed was about 6.3%. compared to 6.12% in 2024. Keep in mind though that rates were on the rise last year at this time and eventually moved up to an average of 6.85% by December, so we should see some interesting changes in our year-over-year numbers as we head through the holiday season. Now it's time to talk about the hottest markets in the Portland metro area. These are just on the Oregon side of the border and are based on the rolling 12-month average of sale prices. I do have the numbers for Southwest Washington. If you're interested in hearing those, just shoot me a message or drop a post in the comment section here. We did have a bit of a reversal in two areas that were previously struggling in our market, but are now coming out on top. North Portland came in with a gain of 5.9%, followed by Southeast Portland with plus 3.2%. Southeast Portland also happened to be where homes were selling the fastest, with an average days on market of only 47. Next up were Lake Oswego and West Linn, which are grouped together in the MLS statistics. They were up 2.2%, and West Portland came in fourth with a gain of only 1.8%. West Portland, by the way, was also one of the slowest selling markets with an average days on market of 77. So that's what I have for you this week. All that's left to do is sum up our biggest trends for the week. Sale prices were up compared to last year at this time, but they are trending down, which is kind of normal for this time of year. Supply and demand were both moving down and mortgage rates were flat. And there you have it, the very latest stats and trends in our local real estate market. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you right here next week.